Have you ever frozen in the middle of a conversation, knowing exactly what you want to say, but your mind just goes blank? What if I told you there's a simple trick that can help you stay calm, think fast, and speak confidently every single time? Hello, my friends. I'm Peter from English Unlocked, and today we're going to explore a powerful habit that can completely transform how you communicate in English and in life. Many people feel anxious when speaking, afraid of making mistakes, or frustrated that their English doesn't seem to improve. I've been there too. But here's the truth. With the right mindset and small, consistent steps, you can control your fear, accept mistakes, and gradually build real confidence. In this video, you'll learn how to pause, refocus, and speak with calm and clarity, turning moments of panic into opportunities to shine. By the end, you'll feel more flexible, more confident, and freer in your communication than ever before. I remember the first time I had to speak English in front of people. My hands were shaking, my heart was fast, and my mind went blank. I felt scared and worried. I thought, maybe I am not good at English. Maybe I will make a big mistake. Then I stopped for a moment and tried to understand what was happening. I realized that everyone feels nervous sometimes, even people who speak English very well. It is normal to feel fear. My fear does not mean I am bad. I started to accept my feelings. I said to myself, it is okay to be nervous. I can speak anyway. I took a deep breath and smiled. Slowly, I felt a little calm. I found that when I accept my nervousness, I can think clearly and speak better. I also learned to use simple words and short sentences. It is better to speak simply than to try to say perfect English. Every small step I take, even one sentence or one word, makes me stronger. Now, when I speak English, I feel more confident and free. I know mistakes are normal, and fear is my friend. Each time I practice, I grow a little more. Step by step, I can speak with calm, confidence, and joy. After I learned to accept my nervousness, I started to notice another problem. Sometimes I stopped myself before I even started to speak. I thought too much about grammar, about words, about mistakes. Because of that, I said nothing. I felt frustrated and sad. Then I realized something important. I was my own biggest teacher and my own biggest judge. I was stopping myself from speaking. I understood that learning English is not about being perfect. It is about trying, sharing, and taking small steps every day. I decided to change my habit. I told myself, Peter, just speak. Don't correct yourself yet. Don't judge yourself. Speak first. At first, it was hard. I felt nervous. I made mistakes. But slowly I felt more free. I could express my ideas even if the sentences were not perfect. I also started to play little games to relax. Sometimes I said a wrong word on purpose. It felt silly, but it helped me stop worrying and just speak. Every time I did this, I grew more confident and calm. Now, I can speak without fear of making mistakes. I know mistakes are normal. Fear is normal. And every small step makes me stronger, calmer, and happier when I speak English. After I stopped blocking myself, I started to see English speaking in a new way. Before, I always felt like I was on a stage. I thought everyone was watching me, waiting for me to make a mistake. It was very scary. My heart was fast and my hands were cold. Then I asked myself a small question. What if speaking English is not a performance, but just a conversation? This question changed everything. I realized I do not need to act or be perfect. I only need to share my ideas and connect with people. I started to imagine I was talking with a friend over coffee. I used simple words and short sentences. I smiled while I spoke. Slowly, I felt more relaxed. People listened to me more because they saw I was real, not perfect. I learned that mistakes are not bad. Fear is not the enemy. Every time I spoke, even a small sentence, I felt a little stronger and a little braver. Step by step, I started to enjoy speaking English. I felt calm, confident, and free. Speaking English was no longer scary. It became a chance to share who I am. After I learned to see speaking English as a conversation, I noticed another challenge. Sometimes, my mind ran too fast before I spoke. I thought, what if I forget the words? What if people do not understand me? These thoughts made me nervous and my heart beat very fast. Then I stopped for a moment. I closed my eyes and took a deep breath. I told myself, Peter, be here now. Not in the past, not in the future. Just now. I realized that when I focus on the present moment, my mind becomes calm. When my mind is calm, my words come more easily and I can speak better. I also found small tricks to stay in the moment. Sometimes I counted from 10 to 1. Sometimes I moved my hands or stretched my shoulders. Sometimes I said a funny tongue twister, like, she sells seashells. These small actions helped me enjoy the talk and listen better. Slowly, I felt less afraid. I could control my fear and speak with calm. I understood that English is not only words, it is about being present and sharing ideas. Step by step, I became more confident, more flexible, and freer in communication. After I learned to stay in the moment, I noticed another problem. Sometimes I stopped myself before I even started speaking. I wanted every sentence to be perfect. I thought too much about grammar and words. Because of that, I said nothing. I felt stuck and frustrated. Then my friend said to me, Peter, you think too much. Just talk. At first, I felt a little embarrassed, but I realized he was right. I was standing in my own way. I decided to change. I told myself, Peter, do not be your own teacher while speaking. Speak first. Relax. Have fun. I tried some simple games to help me. Sometimes I said the wrong word on purpose. It sounded silly, but it helped me laugh and relax. Slowly, I felt more free. I could speak without fear of mistakes. Every small sentence I said made me stronger, calmer, and more confident. Now, I understand that speaking English is not about being perfect. It is about being present, sharing ideas, and enjoying the moment. Step by step, I can speak more naturally and feel freer in every conversation. After I stopped blocking myself and started speaking freely, I noticed another thing. Sometimes I still worried too much before a conversation. I thought, what if I forget the words? What if they do not understand me? These thoughts made me nervous and my heart beat fast again. Then I remembered a simple trick. I took a deep breath and told myself, Peter, be here now. Just now. Not in the past, not in the future. I learned that when I focus on the present moment, my mind becomes calm. When my mind is calm, my words come easier. I can speak more clearly. I also found little ways to help myself. Sometimes I counted from 10 to 1. Sometimes I stretched my shoulders or moved my hands. Sometimes I said a funny tongue twister to relax, like, she sells seashells. These small actions helped me enjoy speaking and listen better. Slowly, I felt more confident. I realized that nervous feelings are not my enemy. They are a sign I care and I am learning. Step by step, I could control my fear, speak calmly, and feel freer in English conversations. Every small step made me stronger, more confident, and more relaxed when I talk. After I learned to stay calm and present, I noticed another problem. Sometimes my thoughts went too fast before I spoke. I worried, what if I forget the words? What if they do not understand me? These thoughts made me nervous again and I felt a little afraid. Then I tried a new way. I stopped and focused on one thing at a time. I said to myself, Peter, just now. Focus on this moment. I realized that when I stay in the present, my brain and my mouth work together. Words come naturally and I feel calmer. I also used little tricks to relax. Sometimes I moved my hands or stretched my shoulders. Sometimes I counted slowly or said a funny tongue twister to laugh a little. These small actions helped me enjoy speaking and listen better. Slowly, I felt more confident. I understood that fear is normal. Mistakes are normal too. Every time I speak, I grow a little. Step by step, I became calmer, stronger, and freer when I talk in English. After I learned to focus on the present and relax, I started to see English speaking in a new way. Before, I always thought speaking English was a test. I worried, what if I fail? What if people laugh at me? This fear made me stop and feel small. Then I asked myself a simple question. What if speaking English is not a test, but a chance? This question helped me change my mind. I realized every talk is an opportunity to practice, to learn, and to connect with people. I also learned a small idea from improv theater called yes. It means I accept what someone says and add a little more. For example, if someone says, it is raining, I can say, yes, I love how the air smells fresh. This trick keeps the conversation alive and makes speaking more fun. Slowly, I stopped closing my heart from fear. I started to say yes to new moments. I felt my English become smoother, my voice freer, and my heart lighter. Step by step, I became more confident, calm, and free when I speak English. After I learned to say yes to new moments, I started to think about how to get better step by step. Before, I always wanted to speak English like a native speaker. But this goal felt too big and far away. I felt worried and a little sad. Then I realized small goals are more helpful. I told myself, today I will learn 5 new words. Today, I will watch 1 short English video. These small steps felt simple, but they were real. Every small win made me feel happy and proud. I also started to write down what I learned every day. Some days I made mistakes. Some days I felt slow, but I did not stop. I knew that even small steps move me forward. Step by step, I grew stronger, calmer, and more confident. Now, I understand that learning English is like climbing a small hill every day. Every word, every sentence, every conversation is a small step. When I see progress, even a little, I feel hope. Hope gives me energy to continue. Step by step, I am learning, growing, and becoming free to speak English. After many years of learning English, I look back and feel proud. I remember my first steps, my mistakes, and my fear of speaking. I remember the times I froze, the times I laughed at myself, and the small wins that made me happy. I learned that English is not just about words or grammar. It is about opening your world, meeting new people, and seeing life in a bigger way. Every small step, every conversation, every mistake helped me grow. If your English is not perfect now, that is okay. You do not need to be perfect. You only need to start and keep going. Even one word today brings you closer to your goal. Every day, every small step builds your confidence, calmness, and freedom to speak. I want you to remember this. Fear is normal, mistakes are normal, but small steps make a big change. Keep learning, keep speaking, and keep smiling. One day, you will look back like me and feel proud of how far you have come. English is a journey, and every step of the journey is beautiful. Remember, learning English is a journey, and every small step counts. Tip 1. Focus on the present moment when you speak. Take a deep breath, slow down, and enjoy the conversation. Tip 2. Set small daily goals. Even learning 5 new words or speaking one sentence today will help you grow steadily. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe to English Unlocked for more tips and stories. Thank you so much for listening. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next episode.